Some eyebrows raised about the initial starting 11 put out for Juve's game against Parma. Obviously, De Ligt is going to come in for Chiellini. Aside from that, though, are we going to see Higuain once again ahead of Dybala, for example?
I expect you will see Gonzalo Higuain in that position. I think it's a familiarity with the system. It's a question of who Cristiano Ronaldo would rather play with. I don't think it's a mystery that he's not super comfortable playing with Paulo Dybala. And maybe a guy like Higuain who works for the team. Obviously, he's got other limits, perhaps. Right now, I think Juve see him very much as their best bet, and perhaps more importantly, Cristiano sees him as the best bet.
You got to ask the man who's playing, haven't you? I mean, he's going to decide who comes in at the back. But against Parma last week, Juventus did. It was a narrow win, 1-0. But in fact, Ronaldo was the one that missed a host of chances. In particular, I mean, that game should have been dead and buried. But for and I've been waiting to use this word again. But we've been profligate in front of goal.
Oh, lovely. Gav, it is early on. It's only week 2. But this is the big game, isn't it?
It's no question about it. I mean, obviously, Inter made quite a statement with their opening day victory. But, if you look at a club like Napoli, they have Fernando Llorente on his way as well. Further ammo, obviously somebody who's very different from the strikers that they already have. We haven't seen Chucky Lozano yet. They're pumped and they believe that they can do it. And I'll tell you what, Craig, what you were saying before about them playing open, and Alan really the only holding midfielder. You know what? This is Ancelotti's Napoli. And if he were here, he would say, you know what? Nobody calls Manchester City too open because they only play with Rodri or Fernandinho as a defensive midfielder. Now, will they do this against Juventus? Will they do it all season? I don't know. But certainly that is the intent. They feel that against most opponents, they don't need 2 guys sitting in front of the back 4, and they trust their strikers to get it done.
Let's take a look then at how the bookies have this set up. Juventus do go into this game as favourites. Only 11-10 on though. Napoli meanwhile 13-4. A draw 12-5. Let's just remind you before we get Gab's pick that he's in love with Carlo Ancelotti. So let's see if that will indeed influence him. If Ancelotti was here, he'd be saying, Gab, stop calling me.
Look, apart from the Ancelotti issue, what I can tell you is, right now, from Juventus's perspective, they're still in a position where they're desperately trying to move players out. Chiellini's injury might change that, but they simply have too many players for the Champions League list. Before we said, shouldn't it be up to the manager who plays up front? Yeah, but the manager's not there. He has pneumonia. Maurizio Sarri is getting a lot better, Juve tell us, but he won't be at this game. All these things, the karma. It wouldn't be the first time Juventus have started slowly. I'm going to lean Napoli in this one and pick, if not a Napoli win, just because I want to cover myself. I'm going to go for a draw.
The Juventus not to win, basically.
Juventus not to win unless Carlo Ancelotti is named an hour before the game as a Juventus manager. It should be a great game. Looking forward to it. They can't be as open as they were last week as much as they want to do it against the better teams. Gab touched on Man City doing it, but Man City have been successful doing it. And Napoli have had success in games, but not in terms of the league. Winning it, obviously. I'm going to go for a Juventus win. But plenty of goals in this game because of the attacking players on both sides.
No profligacy in front of goal.
You don't even know what
that's
that
an even bigger word than
I was saving that one.
I'm with Gab on this one. I don't see Juventus winning at all. I just feel that, again, they've started slowly in front of goal, which you saw last season. And then rejigging this defence at this 11th hour, I feel that Napoli get goals and get enough goals to at least get a point. I'm sitting on that same fence with Gab.
A draw as well?
Draw or Napoli win.
Right.
We're going for
no
2
love for Juventus.
Yeah.